What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Nick from Worked Training and Nutrition, and today we're here to discuss fat loss versus weight loss. An often misconstrued concept by a lot of people, but there is a big difference. So let's jump right into it. The difference between fat loss and weight loss is how you go about lowering your overall weight. Now, there's two different outcomes depending on how we do it. And we're going to get down to that over here in this little Mad Lib section of the whiteboard. But let's first talk about what the difference is when you lose fat or you just lose weight. So when we talk about fat loss, we're talking about maintaining as much muscle as we possibly can while lowering our body fat levels. What that creates is a more muscular and toned person, which will allow for a faster metabolism. Obviously, the more muscle you have, the more calories your body requires, which is a great long-term strategy for getting weight off and getting fat off and maintaining that fat loss. Now, if we just go for weight loss and that's all we care about, we will end up with less muscle, which then, as you guessed it, will lead into a slower metabolism because during that process of weight loss, because you didn't go about it the right way, you now have less muscle than you did at the start, which, as we just figured out, less muscle equals that your body needs less calories. So, clear distinction between the two, and you can see which one you'd prefer if you are trying to lose weight and have a lean, muscular physique. So, how do we go about fat loss instead of weight loss? And let's fill out this little abs lid section down here. So, we do what kind of training in order to maintain as much muscle as possible during a fat loss phase? And you probably guessed right, but we do as much resistance training as we can during a fat loss phase. Now, how do we go about weight loss? What kind of training are we going to do if we're just going to focus on weight loss? You guessed it, we are going to do cardio-only training. The clear distinction here is that cardio does not build muscle and it does not help you sustain the muscle that you already have built. Where resistance training could potentially lead to more muscle, but the key here is that we're trying to maintain that muscle and we need to provide this resistance training stimulus in order to try to force the body to keep that muscle as it's losing weight. As you're in a calorie deficit, your body is going to start pulling from nutrients in your body because it doesn't have the nutrients coming in from the outside, right? We're eating less calories than we're burning, and those calories need to come from somewhere. So the key here is how you eat during these phases. So it's not only your training, but also how you are eating. And with a fat loss plan, a big part of maintaining that muscle mass is eating more, you guessed it, protein. Now, if you were just targeting weight loss, you wouldn't worry so much about the macronutrients. All you care about is that you are eating in a calorie deficit. I can't write, sorry, my handwriting is terrible, guys. So, in both of these scenarios, you do need to eat in a calorie deficit. A key component here is that when you're targeting fat loss, you are getting in at least 1 gram of protein per pound of lean body mass, or a gram of protein to your target body weight. Kind of depends on how fat you are or how overweight you are. You'll need to manipulate that number. If you're pushing 300 plus pounds, you probably want to use a little bit lower protein number because it'll be very difficult to achieve 300 grams of protein per day. But if you're a fairly lean individual and just trying to lose those last couple pounds, 1 gram per pound of body weight is a good marker. On the other hand, if you're just trying to achieve weight loss, you're not going to focus so much on the actual macronutrient breakdown. You're only going to focus on the total caloric intake. So in both of these, we have a caloric deficit. And just in this one, we are making sure that we eat enough protein to sustain the muscle mass that we do have. In this scenario, when you're in a calorie deficit and you aren't providing enough protein, your muscles are made up of protein. So when the body says, we need some energy from somewhere, and this guy's not feeding me enough protein, I'm going to start pulling it from his muscle mass and breaking down the muscle in order to provide that energy. So hence why you have less muscle and then again a slower metabolism. Trying to make this video pretty brief, guys. Hopefully you get the distinction now and how to go about achieving fat loss or weight loss. Hopefully you're always striving for fat loss because it's always a better long-term solution to maintaining a lean and healthy, strong physique. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you are not already subscribed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.